Let's look at moving and copying data within Excel. Make sure that you have opened the moving and copying data file. If you do need to download it, check out the resources section. So let's select cell A1, and then a new shortcut key, we're going to do Control and A selects everything, and all of our table really is now selected, and you can see there it's surrounded by this green box line around it. So if I hover over to the top, can you see I get the 4 pointed arrows, or hover over the green line to the right or to the green line on the bottom. Let's go to the green line on the right. If I left click and hold, now I can simply drag it, and there you can see now that our data has been moved. Alternatively, let's go Control Z to undo this. We can always go Control C and just paste it. Control Z to undo it, Z to undo it. We can also go and escape to get rid of the selection. Let's go again, Control A. We can also go Control X and then Control V to paste it. Let's go Control Z to undo it, and escape button to get rid of it. Now, what happens when we want to move this data to another sheet? Well, we can insert a new sheet, go back to our sheet, select cell A1, then let's go Control A, and let's go and copy it, and let's then go to sheet 2 and let's go and paste it. Let's make sure to go back to sheet 1 and just press escape. Go back to sheet 2. Let's select all of our columns, move between D and E, or C and D, B and E, whichever ones are selected. Double click it just to resize everything. Now what's important as well, if we can select on a cell, and if I go into the green box there as well, I can move that cell out as well, or I can take a selection there as well, hover over the bottom arrow, get my 4 pointed arrows, and I can move that out there as well. Control Z to get rid of that. Alternatively, what we could also be doing into copying, which is especially if it's going to be the same and you just want to change the data, let's right click onto sheet 2, and then you can see there it says move or copy. Then with this move or copy, we can actually move it before sheet 1, and let's do that. Can you now see that sheet 2 is moved in front of sheet 1? So let's just undo this, just move it back, and before we actually move it back, let me just resize it again. Now if I want to manually move it, instead of right clicking and move copy, let's select sheet 2, left click and hold, and can you see there's this little, look to the top, right here at the top, you'll see a little arrow, a black arrow that's pointing down when I left click and hold. Now my icon for my mouse cursor has also changed to very similar to the new icon in the quick access toolbar. Now I can drag it, and look how that black arrow moves. Do it again, how that black arrow moves right there till the end of sheet 1, and my sheet is moved. Alternatively, let's right click and move a copy again. We can move it to the end, but it's currently at the end, so let's just select it again and move it in front of sheet 1. Let's right click it again, move a copy, we can move it to the end. There we go. Let's right click on it again, move a copy. Let's move it to the end as well, but before we do that, let's right click on sheet 1 rather, move a copy, we're going to move it to the end, and we're going to create a copy. Click on OK. Can you now see there, sheet 1, copy 2. Let's go again on sheet 1. We go move a copy. Instead of move to the end, let's just create a copy. You see there, it will then create rather a new sheet in front of sheet 2. Let's right click on sheet 1 again, move a copy, and then from the to book, this is a very nice feature. What I could do is I could select currently the setting to moving and copying data. If I click on the drop down arrow, I can go to a new workbook. Alright, so let's click on new workbook, and let's make sure always to select create a copy. Now, if you don't select create a copy, it's actually going to delete the data, and that's not really what we want, but there might be instances where that's the case. Let's just say create a copy. Excel has now launched book 1 and it has moved the data. Let's open up another workbook, book 2, and let's go back now to our moving and copying. Let's right click again on sheet 1, go move or copy, create a copy, and then from the drop down we can even manually select a workbook. So if I now select the workbook and I click on copy, it will paste the data in there. So moving and copying data within Excel, there's various ways. Control X to cut, Control C and V to copy and paste. You can highlight it, select it and move it, drag it, or alternatively you can from the sheets you can right click and move and copy.